All right, this is Tariq Rico DaBear back for another segment of Tales from the Afterlife. Now, like I said, throughout your life, especially for those with lived experience, you live different experiences. You see different things. Sometimes it nurtures your growth. Sometimes they're life lessons. You hope you don't meet your demise. Like, I hope everybody survives out here. But I'm all grown. I'm keeping it grown folk. I could say OP adulting. Gotta get my adulting in. I made a profession out of adulting, and I enjoy it. Like in this afterlife, I've come across not just people like through their life stories and art, but in my therapeutic travels, like people in their deep recovery, we still share similar new familiar stories. Like I said, other times, like after leaving the streets and stuff like that alone, I thought like, even though I was still chilling with a lot of the dudes, I felt like I was an island unto myself. But come to find out, a lot of people fall in love with adulting. But anyway, uh, like I said, this is another edition of Tales from the Afterlife. Like I'm saying, this is new to the podcast on DaBear Facts Podcast on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that, smash that like button, hit the notification bell. Anytime we upload new content, you'll be notified. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, follow us on IG at DaBear Canvas Tattoo Studio. We got all the merch on there, more shenanigans. We try to bring the funny, levity. It's a lot of things going on the Instagram. It's a lot of things going on the YouTube. Hit me up in the DMs on Instagram for all orders. We got the wood burnings. We got the glass engravings. We got the everything that I'm advertising. We got other services. So just check it out and DM me for order. Now, in this episode, unfortunately, you gotta take the good with the bad. Like my man Jay, I don't know Mr. Z personally, but like I said, like my man said, it's heaven then it's hell. Like one day you're sweating, or one day you're cruising in your seven, next day you're sweating, forgetting your lies, the alibis not matching up, or catching up. Here with the Rico, they repoed your vehicle. Everything was all good just a week ago. Raised up, ancient. Raised up, ancient. I forgive you, Rico. Hustling just ain't you. But I walked away from the streets for different reasons. I detailed that. But, like I said, like today is Financial Franklin, Benny for short, Financial Franklin, Benny Stacks, whatever. Like, I got aspirations. You see the t-shirts, like, these are some t-shirts in the background. You've checked out the channel. We got the shop pet, Mitch. He's enjoying his fat and happiness. He's got the itis, so he ain't really moving. He ain't even opening his eyes. It's been a while, so But in this edition, I'm gonna be going through some of the ills of being out there and living the life, or like over different segments, or maybe off screen. I've discussed, different pitfalls. You get what I'm saying? Throughout my life, and miraculously, I've never had a bullet hole in me or a knife stab, but throughout my life, there's been about like 14 gun appearances where the gun was pulled on me or flashed on me or whatever. Like I said, no bullet holes. And 4 situations where knives were pulled. I don't remember the knife stories, and for the life of me, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to remember every appearance of a gun. I do know that if it wasn't for certain things or things that people are trying to exploit in my present day, I wouldn't remember most of the stuff anyway. But I remember some of the things I remember. All right, so the main jaunt I remember, there's two main jaunts that I remember. It was me and my homies. It was me, the white boy homie that I was talking about. I got 2 white boy homies from the past. We don't see each other anymore, but I got 2 white boy homies, and then the rest of it was black boys. But it was me, him, and then the boy from the car chase story. So we were again off on an adventure to get Dutchess. So we get to the cell, we grab our Dutchess. When we at the cell, we run into some boys. This had to be 2000, 2001, because one of my homies was locked up, and the first time he got locked up was in 2000. So the summer of 2000, like right after we graduated. So he had come home, and we had went to go mission to go get some Dutchess. This is a regular day. Uh, and on when we get to the Sev, we run into some boys that he was locked up with, and they bust it up. They chop it up, whatever. So we leave the 7-Eleven and we head back around where we this side of town where we live. And I don't know. We were coming back to my crib, but we were walking past the white boy crib who lived up the street. And like as we're approaching his house, we like a house before his house, like a guy runs down the block and he pulls a gun and he puts it to my homie head. The black boy, he puts it to my homie head. Now my homie standing there like, I ain't giving you nothing. Take what you gonna take, but I ain't giving you nothing. And the boy, the white boy, like my homie's like parallel to me. He like right here. I'm like staring at him. And what's going through my mind, crazy enough, is like, and I swear on everything I love, it's weird, it's stupid, it's crazy, but like what's going through my mind is I wonder what it's like. And this is like, I guess 19-year-old me, 20-year-old me. So I'm guessing like I'm thinking like I know exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, I wonder what it's gonna be like to see this nigga get his head blown off before they shoot me. That's what I was thinking. And like I'm sitting there thinking, and then like, you know what I mean, other things came to my mind, and I'm sitting there like debating and thinking like I'm not scared, I'm not, don't ask me why. Like, you know what I mean, I'm desensitized to those type of things. Like, other stuff gives me anxiety, like financial situations and stuff like that. I detail that over the last couple months or so, whatever, 16 months, 18 months, whatever. But, so the boy got the gun to the boy head, and my homie, the white boy, he's standing like right here. So they going back and forth. The boy not doing nothing. And he got the gun to the boy head, and I'm sitting there thinking that, and I'm thinking, like I said, mad stuff is running through my mind. But then it's like, I'm sitting there like, all right, so this dude ain't doing nothing. And he's just basically asking the boy, and I don't know if it's the boy that he was locked up with. It might have been that, looking back right now, it might have been because they, basically, I was in the back, and the white boy was in front of me, and he was in front of me. And I guess it might have been them two that we ran into. Like, I don't know how they knew where to find us or meet us at. But, like, I'm guessing it was them. I never thought of it before because they, like, I thought, like, why did they go to him? Like, out here, like, he might have been known, like, you know what I mean, for getting money and stuff like that. But, like, I don't know. So, either way, like, if it was just a he known for getting money and be with him, like, this, you know what I mean, I don't know, or if it was the boys that he was locked up with. We never talked about it. He never said, I think that was the boys. But anyway, so while the boy sitting there, the one boy sitting there, and I don't even see the other boy at this point. I don't know where yet. I don't know if they ran and followed us. I don't know if they hopped out of the car. I just know the boy ran up on us. And like I said, this is the block up the street. So the boys sitting there and they arguing back and forth. He keep telling him, I'm not giving you nothing. I'm not giving you nothing. Like, yeah, I mean, I ain't giving you nothing. And I know at that time, I think one of us had like a dub in our, I think I had the dub in my pocket, and somebody else had the Dutch, but whatever. My people were on vacation, and we were coming back here. So while they're arguing, like thoughts are racing through my mind, and then all of a sudden I like stop myself, and it's like, hold up, like this boy ain't doing nothing. So I got the genius idea of like, I wasn't trying to be a hero or nothing. It was just like, I got the brilliant idea, like ain't nothing really jumping off. I'm gonna go for the gun. And what was weird is like, I went for the gun in like slow motion. So I guess the boy peeped me going for his arm or whatever, and he turns the gun on me. And then I like grab his arm, and we tussling with I'm tussling with the boy with the gun. And my two homies, they dart. Like, once that broke out, they came to my crib and stuff. And so while I'm tussling with this boy, like the gun's pointing at my face, we tussling and stuff like that. The other boy, for whatever reason, while I'm tussling, I see this boy at the corner of my eye. He run from like the top of the block. It's a short block, but like he run from like the top of the block and he hit me and like knocked me over. And the other boy fall with me, but he jump up and they start stopping me and like kicking me. And the one boy, he got the gun pointed at me the whole time. Like I'm curled up in the fetal position, so I ain't getting hit in my face or my like nothing like important. But they like kicking me and stomping my arms and legs and stuff. And again, that went on for like a couple minutes, and I had the brilliant thoughts. It's like, hold up, these niggas got a gun. Like they not shooting me. They not doing nothing. I think the one boy, he was trying to go in my pockets, but like since my legs was up like this, I guess the pocket was like pressed against my leg and he couldn't get to it. So like, you know what I mean? So I had a thought like these dudes ain't doing nothing. Get up and walk away. So I got up, I stood up, and they like backed up like they seen a ghost. And there was two of them. One had a gun. They just stopped in mid stride, whatever you want to say, mid stop, and just was looking like a ghost. And I'm looking straight at them like, all right, so they still not shooting. So then I walk on the other side of the car because basically when they were stopping me and I was on the ground, I'm like in this tight spot between the car. I'm against the car, but on the street next to the curb. So like, you know what I mean? So I get up, I walk to the other side of the car, and they still just standing there froze. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what is going on? And I'm like, what's going on? But I got my poker face on, and I'm like looking at them, but I start walking down the block, and they still just standing there. So then I get to the end of the block, and I turn the corner because he lived on one side of the block. You cross the driveway, and then you got my block. So I turned the corner, and once I turned the corner, I was out, and I ran down to my crib. And the adrenaline didn't hit me until I got to my crib, and then my heart was pumping and stuff like that. But I don't know. That was a weird situation, and luckily, like I said, nobody pulled the trigger or nothing, because I could have been dead that day. The boy, like, you know what I mean, it's a messed up way to think, but like that's what my thoughts was like at that time. Like I wonder what it's like to see this dude get his head blown off right before they turn and shoot got me down. And like I said, especially as a 42-year-old, it's even weirder now. Like, so you wasn't scared or nothing. So you, you know. But another time, it was me and some of the dudes I was chilling with, like, you know what I mean? Like, I was chilling with them. Like, I known some of these dudes since like early elementary. Like, I knew like one of them and their family since like early elementary. And then another one I knew since, and then the other two, like, I basically knew since like maybe one grade school, the other one junior high. And we graduated together and stuff like this. This is probably the same year. So we chilling, we busting up. We had the boy crib, and one of the boys that went to school with us, but I didn't never chill with him, and I ain't never chill with his brother neither. But they both graduated with us, and he came in, and like he said, like right off the bat, like I just came from the studio with some dudes. They like were known in Philly, and they pretty known, but I ain't gonna drop no names. But he said that he had came from the studio with them boys, and he said that he was jammed up or whatever. And like at the time, like I didn't think it was no beef because like, you know what I mean. And I still never really thought about it being a beef. But recently, I've been evaluating, like, I don't know if somebody else like aimed him at us, because it was not just me that he robbed me, but he tried to rob my young boy. The other white boy I was talking about, but the other white boy was holding my other homie work. But he tried to rob him twice, and I don't know how or why he wasn't able to get nothing. But like at this time, he took the boy that I knew since like early grade school, and he took him upstairs. And like the other boy, and I was probably cool with the other boy, but like, you know what I mean, the other boy was like, yo, if he asks you to go outside, don't go outside. And I'm like, and for me, like, you know what I mean, I knew this boy had hands. I knew he had hands. I knew, and I think I can't be certain, but I think he was taking boxing lessons at the time. But like my whole thing was no, like if you like, and this was before the story with my other homie because that was after graduation because he had been locked up or whatever. But I'm thinking like no, like if he asks me to go outside, I'm gonna go outside. If he beat my ass, he beat my ass fair and square. If I win, then like I mean, that's what it is. But like I mean, I'm gonna go outside. So I ain't really think nothing of it. He warned me like I mean. Like I wasn't saying it was a big like after the fact. Like I mean, I made a comment and I don't know how they felt about it. Like, but I made a comment. I ain't never had no beef with them niggas. Like, but like I mean, I made a comment like I was joking, but I felt like Pac at Quiet Studio. Like I mean, but I was joking. But like, and that's only because not because the bull warned me, but because they went upstairs and then the bull came downstairs and asked me to go outside to talk to him real quick. So I didn't think it was like a whole conspiracy. I figured like he might have mentioned like, yo, what's up with the ball? Like, you know what I mean? I don't ever fuck with him. I know that's y'all man, but like, you know what I mean? Like, what's up with him? And maybe it was like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what the conversation was, but I figured like, you know what I mean? But like I said, I made the joke, but I never really held it against nobody. I felt like I said in one of the other videos, it was just like something that went on in the neighborhood if you were part of certain lifestyles. And it's like, even in this post crime, I made the joke like the neighborhood pastime is fucking strong arm robbery. Like, you know what I mean? And like, even like I was doing a report in school and the statistics on that, like robbery and like the top crime in my neighborhood was robbery, burglary, and theft. And then they had like a couple homicides and then like, you know what I mean? Some other stuff. Like, they didn't say nothing on drugs, so statistics, but like, you know what I mean? Even before I got into selling drugs, like, you know what I mean? That was something I did, something I knew other people did. Like, if like there was like in anywhere, you know the people that's like, you know what I mean? And you know the people that's, you know what I mean? And then you know the people that's like, you know what I mean? Like, you ain't in this type of stuff. Like, I don't even mess with you like that. Like, not on, I don't fuck with you because you cool to bust it up in school, but like, I'm not gonna rob you or nothing like that. Like, you know what I mean? You ain't even like living that type of lifestyle. So, like, you know what I mean? You a citizen, like people say now, like that would be in the streets, like we don't working man, we don't mess with him, like you know what I mean. Some people say like they'll help people with their groceries and all that stuff like that, but whatever. So back then, like you know what I mean. So the boy asked me to come outside, and I'm like, I'm ready for fisticuffs. I'm ready to get it in. I'm ready to what they say back then, lock ass. Sometimes like you know what I mean. But you know what I mean. Instead, to my surprise, he lifts his shirt and there's the butt of a gun, and I'm like, see, this is another instance. Like, you know, I don't know why I come around here fucking with y'all people. And he's like, you want some young boy? No, but I'm joking. But like, basically, that's what happened. And he pulled the shirt up. It was like, you know what I mean, exposed the gun. He was like, all right, now hand this shit over. I'm like, oh, like, and I felt like that because it's like, yeah, I mean, like I said, at least if he whipped my ass, at least I put up a fight or whatever. But like, yeah, I mean, I can't feel bad because he had the gun. Like, yeah, I mean, but I don't know. So like, he ain't take everything I had. He took what he thought I had, but he got me. So it's like, yeah, I mean, like that's what it is in the street. Like that's just two times. Like real quick, there was another time. And like I said, even with that time, like I seen him years later after I quit that case in '03, and I seen him on that strip I was talking about up on in my neighborhood. And we ran into each other outside of the pizza shop, and he was like, "Yo, you know what I mean? Like I heard about the case you caught." I'm like, "Yeah, you know what I mean?" And he's like, "And I know we had some like, you know what I mean, back in the day." And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, and at that time, like I'm saying, I had just caught the case. I ain't really trying to get into nothing like that. But he was like, he basically apologized. Was like, and he told me again, like, you know what I mean? That was just some fucked up shit. I was on his hands. I ain't even, and that's how I always felt about it until like, yeah, I mean, like I said, it's certain stuff in my present that keeps bringing up the past. Like, that's how I felt about it. Like, it was just a random thing. Like, I was there, he was there, he was high on Xanax. Like I've said to people, including groups, like I don't really like Xanax. Like Xanax is not something I like, and that's from personal stories too. Like I'll probably get into that because, like, yeah, I mean, at another time. But like for me, it's like when it comes to Xanax, it's either going to make you a super klepto, because that's my clinical qualitative data. It's either going to make you a super klepto, and qualitative data means like, you know, couple hundred interviewed individuals in a small sample. It's like, all right, you're either super klepto or you're a super vicious gang member. Like if you're a gangster, like it just makes you extra gang, and you might wake up in jail, you might wake up in the morgue, you might not wake up, which means you're in the morgue. But other than that, it's like, no, I'm not dealing with Xanax, so I don't do drugs like that anyway. But like anymore, but like, you know what I mean. So that's just how I looked at it. Like, cause I know, like I said, plenty of times it been on, like I would have been on the other end, like some random stuff, like somebody might have been with the crew that I know, and back then, that's me. Reek was the like shiesty, shady boy, like, yeah, you know what I mean. And if I ain't know you, and if I don't know you, I don't. And if you with my man, then you getting stuck with you. I'm joking, but so I just felt like it was some random stuff because whether you was with my crew and I ain't know you, there was a possibility. But if you was with my crew and I ain't like you, oh yeah, something's probably gonna go down. But so that's just how I saw it. I just was like, it was just a random thing. But like I said, more recently, when this weird Cold War stuff going on, but amongst the people I used to chill with, it's like, you know what I mean, like, what? Where are we targeted? Where are we targeted? And then beyond that, it's like, your man, my man. I thought, but is your man? I mean, you had me and my crew. I thought that was our man, but that's your man. Turns out he's his own man, and he does this all the time. But like I said, I don't know. That's speculatory. I don't know. In hindsight, it's like a lot of weird stuff is going on since the year 2001, 2000. So it's like, I don't know. But like I said, Tales from the Afterlife, the Bear Facts Podcast on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe. The Bear the Bear Canvas Tattoo Studio on Instagram. DM me for all orders. We out.